Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be using the economy pizza flour. It's German flour by the looks of things, and it absolutely made a fantastic looking pizza. Just look at those pictures, absolutely stunning. I'll tell you a bit how it tasted later on, but for now the protein levels on this one are 12%, but I'm absolutely looking forward to showing you how I made this pizza. Just look at that picture. So let's get down to it. So we need 630 grams of water, and we just add that into the bowl as usual, and we're going to use 1 gram of yeast, and we need to give that a mix together. So let's get that economy pizza flour into the mix, and we need to gradually add that in to the water and yeast mix and give it a good stir around. So opening observations of this pizza flour is it's very, very good actually. I got this from Amazon quite a while ago, and I just noticed it on there and I thought, let's give it a try, let's give this one a review. Not many people have reviewed it online, so I thought, well, maybe we'll be one of the first. So keep adding in that pizza flour, and as you see, it's getting a bit more of a thicker consistency. And as we really start to work it with that fork, you'll notice from the pictures it's now gone. So as you can see, it's going a bit more smoother now. So have you used economy pizza flour before? If you have, please let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Your comments are always gratefully appreciated on our channel. So just continuing now to stir in that pizza flour into the mix, and you can see now it's really becoming really thick, and I'm going to use a bit more of a whisking technique to try and start to get those lumps out and build that gluten in. So as always, I'd just like to take a bit of time out, just say thank you very much for everybody who's taken the time out to add comments, liking the video, sharing the video, and also to those that have taken the time out to subscribe to the channel. It really, really is appreciated, and thank you very much from myself and Oliver. So we need to pour out a little bit of flour onto the work surface. Keep some in the bag, unlike the previous video, and I forgot to leave some in the bag for the bowl. So we'll pour that out onto the work surface. That looks fantastic. And we'll just scrape out the bowl with some flour out of the bag. So that's now we've used all the 1 kilogram of flour, so we'll tip that out, and that bowl is looking nice and clean. So as always, next is to fold and mix in that flour, and as always we're just using 1 kilogram of flour. That's not extra flour that we've added there, that is the entirety of the bag that we've now got into that mix. So this economy flour, it performed really, really well, unlike some of the other flours that we've had on the channel before, and it took the flour really, really well, and I was in a position where I could actually start to knead fairly quickly. So we need to mix and knead for 10 minutes, so about 10 minutes of kneading now required. And as you can see, it's not sticking at all to the work surface, and it's not going sticky at all. In fact, it's developing a nice smooth skin, and up to this point I am really, really impressed with the economy pizza flour. So just giving it a couple of taps there on the work surface, and that just makes so that we can get that nice smooth outer skin, and also stops any excess sticking to the pizza dough. So we'll form that into a bowl, and just look at that. I mean, it looks lovely and smooth, and you know, in comparison to Caputo's and your other popular flours, it looks really good. So we'll cover that up for 1 hour, and after the hour, here presto, just get the dough scraper, just easing it off the work surface. As you can see, it's not sticky at all really. Didn't really need the dough scraper. So we're going to add in 25 grams of salt now, and just rub that onto the top, and we'll fold that salt in. So just folding that in, and as you can see, no real sticking at all, and we'll just put the last bit of salt in. Now I don't always say this is just to check that the yeast is working, and as you saw from that previous picture, the dough ball had expanded and collapsed, which is normally a good sign that yeast is working. So mix and knead for 5 minutes, but as we're doing that, and as we're coming towards the point where we'll let it rest for the 19 hours, what I will say at this stage is I do think I had a couple of problems with the actual yeast working on this particular day. There wasn't any cold temperatures, it was reasonably warm in the house, about 20 degrees or so, but unfortunately I do think I had a couple of instant yeast problems which you'll see in a second. But that has given me a little idea for another video, just to show that an old yeast versus a new yeast, and let's just see what results we get when we compare that with this using the same flour. So we're just going to form that now into a bowl, and look at that, looks lovely and smooth. And what we need to do next, pop it into that floured mixing bowl, and we need to cover and rest for 19 hours. So you'll see what I mean in a second about the yeast not working. So here it is before, and here it is after, and there's not much expansion there. That has been left out at room temperature. Okay, so let's open it up and let's have a look inside after 19 hours. So just getting that shower cap off. And there you go, there's a bit of yeast bloom on the top. And I don't think this is the flour itself. I think this is more to do with that instant yeast, and it's probably lost its mojo over the last 3 months or so that it's been opened. But we'll make some pizza balls with it. So we're going to do 230 gram pizza balls. That'll make 7 in total, just using some of the Caputo Semolina flour, and that just helps it. Was a little bit more sticky at this point as well, the pizza dough itself, a lot more sticky than it was the day previous. Okay, so let's pop that onto the scales. I'm looking for 230 grams, yep, perfect. Just give that a quick dip into that Semolina flour, and as I say, I did notice it was a little bit more sticky. You can see a little bit of stuff sticking to my hands there, but it made a nice looking pizza dough ball. Look at that. Beautiful and smooth. So next up, we'll pop it into one of those pizza tubs, and we'll just give it a quick wipe round with some Semolina pizza flour there. Looking fantastic. Just a quick extra dip in there. So that's more to do with it being a little bit sticky, the dough, at that point. So there you go, one pizza ball, and we need to let them rest for 5 hours. And here they are before. And here they are after, and you can see not much rise in there, definitely something wrong with the yeast. So it's pizza time next. Let's keep going. I think that's a golden rule. When something goes wrong, sometimes just carry on, make the pizza and see what you end up with. So pop that onto Semolina flour, and we'll start to stretch that out using our fingers, working from the centre out and avoiding the edges, because that'll give it a nice fluffy crust. So just using the steering wheel method, they're just letting the weight of the pizza base make it fall away and make it expand. Wiping away the Semolina flour, we don't need that, so we need to make sure we've got as little of that as possible, because it will give a burnt taste if you leave too much of that stuff on. And just a bit of last bit of shaping, and there you go, it's just falling away quite nicely, and no spring back at all. Looks good. So on with the Mutti tomato pizza sauce, looking fantastic. And then next up, we'll put on some Parmigiano, brilliant, and a couple of sun-dried tomatoes, and a couple of peppers. I'm going to do something different this time. And we will use some grated mozzarella, and then on with the pepperoni. This pepperoni is the German pepperoni from Sainsbury's in the UK. And I have to say, it was very, very nice. It did give a nice cupping effect, which you'll see very, very shortly. And then in between, we're just going to make a nice little pretty pattern using the fresh mozzarella. Looking absolutely beautiful, that piece. Look at that, work of art. Onto the pizza peel, just a bit of stretch and reshape. And let's get that off now to the oven. Okay, so as always, I have a couple of requests. Can I have this in real time, not speeded up? So here you go. This isn't speeded up at all. And we're going to now cook the pizza. And you can just hear, possibly in the background, the popping and crackling of the pepperoni and the cheese melting and everything else. And as I've always said before on some other videos, if you could have smell-o-vision, it'd be absolutely perfect. So just warming the turning peel up now, and we're going to get ready to give that a turn of 180 degrees. And when it turns, just check out this crust. It looks absolutely fabulous. Look at that nice bit of leoparding effect on there, and it's nicely risen up as well. Real puffy crust. Just look as well at the back edges, back of the oven as well. You can see that it's rising up in the Roccbox. So just give that another little bit of a turn. Looks absolutely fantastic. And the good thing about using pizza ovens is that your pizza is cooked in no time at all. Unlike using your conventional oven when you could be waiting 10 minutes, you'll be hard pushed to wait more than 3 minutes on this. So in with the main pizza peel, and look at that. Let's get that inside. Let's get that on the chopping board. Wow, look at that. Looks absolutely stunning. Underneath, some nice char there. That looks good to me. But no crisping, but it was quite soft. Really, really soft, the finish. So let's open it up. Let's have a look inside. So you're probably going to know how it tastes. This flour was really, really good. It's a bit of a pity that I think the yeast let us down. But look at that. There's some really great results there. So just as a bit of advice for myself, if you don't feel it's going right, sometimes it's best just to carry on and actually just cook the dough and see what you end up with. So please like the video if you like this one, and leave me a comment, and please consider subscribing. And all it means me to say is thanks for watching, and bye for now.